one of growing the aviation units and asking for more costly improvements. Fort Bliss in Texas and Wheeler Stack in upstate New York are two of the prime examples of asking for more land once aviation units come in. There's been cases of pollution with increased fuel, bringing in more fuel to the base. The biggest example is Fort Campbell, and that there was a huge leak into the ground and affected the surrounding area and the water sources there. Another issue with a lot of these airfields is just busying up the airspace. We already have the Air Force Academy to the north and municipal airport in Peterson, and so there's only so much airspace, and that's all metered out. And I don't know if those are some of the main issues. Noise has been an issue, but it's been mitigated in terms of, like we've talked about the reports. It's kind of they have noise abatement programs wherever these aviation units are, these aviation airfields, and it's basically a place where, providing a number to call in the case of a complaint rather than a preventative measure. It's more after the fact. And the biggest example, a city or town of comparable size is Mannheim, Germany, which is about 320,000 residents, and their citizens, about 1,000 citizens, signed a petition protesting the increased Army aviation, or another battalion moving there.
How long ago was that?
That was in, I think it was I think it was 2004, 2005.
Pardon?
I think it was about 2005.
Did they stop it?
What's that?
Did they stop it?
I don't think they did.
But that's where citizens actually weighed in and made noise an issue.
Right. And that's a city of comparable size. That was in Germany, so that's not their own army. That's ours, causing their problem.
In relation to what this gentleman was asking about other areas in Colorado, that large map of Pinyon Canyon has that huge area, much bigger than just that smaller western section near Kim. Is there any talk of trying to do an end run around the areas around Kim by looking at areas in that larger map that's further to the east, closer to the Kansas border?
I don't know, Annie, what do you know?
Nothing about that.
Nothing.
The other thing I found out from talking to Udall's aide is that, and I've seen reference to this several times, I think Fort Carson has an area up in the mountains, I think San Juan Forest. He talked about it being in Eagle County. Now, I had never heard that before, that a lot of times helicopters that come here go up there to train. And I was thinking, boy, those folks, if there's a whole brigade of helicopters coming in, are they ever going to be in trouble? But that was just, I always wondered what they did up there at that site, how large it is, exactly where it is. Probably national security information that you and I don't have access to. I don't know.
Probably Gerald Ford's family ranch or something.
Yeah, but I mean that would be an example of an area that they might start using. They already have a foothold there. But other than that, the reason they went to Pinyon Canyon, they thought it was going to be easy pickings down there. Not many people. They're going to be super patriotic. That's right in their the land use requirement study, and they'll understand this, and this will happen. The problem is they waited a couple years too late after 9/11, and it wasn't so easy as they thought. And so they've been constantly backpedaling in terms of what the initial expansion would look like. And, I guess everybody here knows they're under moratorium. They can't pursue that expansion, but it's just happening on a year-by-year basis. And so, and that's where my fear is with this aviation brigade, that will change the facts on the ground and make make the argument harder to beat if you're saying that there's no military necessity for this. There are statements in their literature saying we can do all this with what we got.